Good morning, students. Today we discuss inverse of a matrix. First we define what is meant by inverse of a matrix. Let A be a square matrix of order n. A be a square matrix of order n if there exists another square matrix of same order such that A into B is equal to B into A is equal to I, where I is identity matrix, then B is called inverse of A, inverse of A, and it is denoted by A inverse. You see, let A be the given square matrix. If there exists another square matrix B satisfying this condition, then B is called inverse of the matrix A, and we denoted it by A inverse. Write it as A to the power of minus 1. A matrix A is said to be invertible if A inverse exists. If inverse exists to the given matrix A, then the matrix A is said to be invertible matrix. Now we discuss some properties of inverse of a matrix. Properties of inverse of a matrix. First property, let A be an invertible matrix then A inverse whole inverse is equal to A. Inverse of the inverse matrix is the original matrix A. We prove this. Given that A is invertible matrix, given A is invertible matrix, if A is invertible matrix, then what happens? A inverse exists. Then A inverse exists. Let that A inverse is equal to B. From the definition of inverse, A into B is equal to B into A is equal to I. This is from the definition of inverse of the matrix. We write this as B into A is equal to A into B is equal to I. This is in the form of A into B is equal to B into A is equal to I. From this we write B is equal to B inverse is equal to A. This is in the form of A into B is equal to B into A is equal to I. From this B inverse is equal to A. But what is B? From our assumption A inverse. So A inverse whole inverse is equal to A. This is the first property. Next, the inverse of a matrix, if exists, is unique. In this property we prove if inverse exists to the matrix, that must be unique. See the proof. Let A be an invertible matrix. Let A be an invertible matrix. Then A inverse exists. You take two inverses to the matrix A. If possible, let B and C are two inverses of the matrix A. Here B is inverse of A and C is also inverse of A. If B is inverse of A, then we have, from the definition of inverse, A into B is equal to B into A is equal to I. Again, if C is inverse of A, then we have A into C is equal to C into A is equal to I. These two are obtained from definition of inverse of a matrix. Now you consider B. B is written as B into I. If you multiply any matrix with identity matrix, you get the same matrix. So you write B is equal to B into I. Now you take this I as A into C. Take this I as A into C. Now we write this as B A into C. Because matrix multiplication follow associative law. From this we write it as B A into C. But what is B into A? Identity matrix I into C. I into C is again C. If you multiply any matrix with identity matrix, you get the same matrix. So you get C. Here B is equal to C. B and C are different inverses of A, but B is equal to C. From this what we conclude, inverse of the matrix is always unique. The inverse of a matrix is unique. Next, third property. Let A and B are two invertible matrices then AB whole inverse is equal to B inverse into A inverse. We prove that A into B whole inverse is equal to B inverse into A inverse. What is given? Since A and B are two invertible matrices, invertible matrices. If A and B are invertible matrices, then inverse exists to the matrices A and B. Then A inverse, that implies A inverse and B inverse both exist. From the definition of inverse, you write A into A inverse is equal to A inverse into A is equal to I. Here A inverse is the inverse of A. Similarly, B into B inverse is equal to B inverse into B is equal to I, because B inverse is the inverse of B. Now we are going to prove A into B whole inverse is equal to B inverse into A inverse. If from the definition, if B is inverse of A, then A into B is equal to B into A is equal to I. To prove B is inverse of A, we prove this condition, A into B is equal to B into A is equal to I. In the same way, you consider AB into, consider this. Take this as some element C. It is in the form of AB into C. From associative law, we write it as A into BC. Take this as C. It is in the form of AB into C. AB into C is written as A into BC. A into B into B inverse. B into B inverse is I. I into A inverse. If you multiply any identity matrix with any matrix, you get the same matrix. So it is A into A inverse. But what is A into A inverse? That is identity matrix I. Similarly, you consider this. It is also in the form of AB into C. AB into C is A into BC. So you write it as B inverse into. But what is A inverse into A? That is I. So it is B inverse I into B. B inverse into, what is I into B? That is B. But B inverse into B is I. Now, therefore, AB into is equal to which is equal to I. Let it be 1 and let it be 2. From 1 and 2, from 1 and 2, AB into B inverse A inverse, B inverse A inverse into AB both equal to I. You compare this statement with this. It is in the form of A into B is equal to B into A is equal to I. From this A inverse is equal to B. So here AB whole inverse is equal to B inverse into A inverse. Next we are going to discuss about elementary operations. Elementary operations are two types: elementary row operation and elementary column operation. There are three types of elementary row operations. Any one of the following three operations on rows or columns of a matrix are called elementary operations. The first one, interchange of any two rows or columns interchange of any two rows Ri and Rj. Ri means ith row, Rj means jth row. These two rows, ith row and jth row, are interchanged. In place of rth row, you write jth row. In place of jth row, you write rth row. Same operation is applied to columns also. You may interchange two columns. Ith column is interchanged to jth column. So interchange of any two rows. This is one of the elementary row operation or column operation. Next, multiplication of elements of any row or column with a non-zero scalar. With a non-zero scalar k. You multiply all the elements in a row or column with some non-zero scalar k. For example, if there is ith row, then if you multiply all the elements in the ith row with k, then the row becomes k into Ri. Or if you multiply all the elements in ith column, then that column becomes k into Ci. In this way, multiplication of elements of any row, all elements of any row or column with a non-zero scalar k. Next, third one, addition to the elements of any row or column with the corresponding elements of other row or column, other row or column, multiplied by a non-zero scalar. Here addition of all elements of a row or column with the corresponding elements of other row multiplied by non-zero scalar k. That means if ith row is changed as ith row plus k into rj, multiply jth row with k and adding that to ith row. This is row operation. Now the column operation is Ci is changed as Ci plus k into Cj. Here multiply jth column with k and adding that to ith column. You see there are three row operations. Interchange of any two rows may interchange. Multiplication of elements of all elements of a row or column with some non-zero scalar k, multiply all elements with k. Next, third, multiply all elements in a row, jth row with k and adding that to ith row. These three operations are called elementary row operations. If you apply the same row operations to columns, they are called column operations. Now, by using these three operations, we discuss how to find inverse of a given matrix. We discuss how to find A inverse by using elementary row operations. Let A be the given square matrix. A be the given square matrix. We write the matrix A as I into A. We know any matrix is written as I into that matrix. If you multiply any matrix with identity matrix, then you get the same matrix. So you take A is equal to I into A. In RHS, this first matrix is called prefactor matrix. This is called post-factor matrix. Now, by using elementary row operations or column operations, we reduce the matrix A in LHS into identity matrix. At the same time, apply the same operations, same row operations or column operations to this prefactor matrix I. If this matrix becomes B, then we take I is equal to B into A. On applying elementary row operations to the matrix A in LHS to reduce identity matrix, you apply the same row operations to the prefactor matrix I in RHS. Then that matrix becomes some B. Now it is in the form of I is equal to B into A. From the definition of a inverse of the matrix, if A into B is equal to B into A is equal to I, then B is called inverse of A. Here this B is called inverse of the matrix A. Now we discuss, we do some problems how to find inverse of the matrix. At the first problem, find inverse of this 2 by 2 matrix. We find inverse of this 2 by 2 matrix by using elementary row operations. What are elementary row operations? Interchange of any two rows, multiplication of the entire row with some scalar, non-zero scalar, and the third operation is adding all the elements of a row with the corresponding elements of another row by multiplying with some scalar k. Okay, take this matrix as I. Let A is equal to, take this matrix as A, 2, 3, 5, 7. We take this matrix A as I into A. What is A? 2, 3, 5, 7. You take identity matrix of the same order. Here A is a matrix of order 2. Here you take identity matrix of the same order. Write A. There is no need to write the matrix A. Now our aim is to reduce the matrix in LHS into identity matrix. Our aim is reduce this matrix into identity matrix. Here by using diagonal elements, try to change the remaining elements in those columns as zeros. First you take the first diagonal element, first you round off this. By using these two, try to reduce this element as 0. How it will become 0? It is in second row. Multiply this with 2 and this with 5 and then subtracted. The row operation here is R2 changed to 2R2 minus 5R1. Now here we want to change second row. Multiply second row with 2 and first row with 5 and then subtracted. There is no change in first row. 2, 3, 2 into 5, 10, 5 into 2, 10. On subtracting you get 0. 2 into 7, 14, 5 into 3, 15, 40 minus 15, minus 1. You apply the same row operation to this matrix also. First row is not changed. Second row. How second row is changed? Multiply second row with 2 and first row with 5 and then subtracted. 2 into 0 minus 5 into 1 minus 5. Next 2 into 0 minus 5 into 0, that is 2 to A. Next you take the next diagonal element minus 1. By using this minus 1, try to reduce this element as 0. How it is 0? Multiply this with 3 and then added. Now here first row is changed. So you write R1 is changed to R1 plus 3R2. R1 is changed to R1 plus 3R2. 2 plus 3 into 0, 2. 3 plus minus 1 into 3, 0. Second row is not changed, 0 minus 1. You apply the same row operation to this matrix also. Here R1 is changed as R1 plus 3R2. 1 plus 3 into minus 5 minus 14. 1 plus 3 into 2. 0 plus 3 into 2, that is 6. Next, second row is not changed into A. Now, it is not an identity matrix. By dividing first row with 2 and second row with minus 1, it becomes identity matrix. R1 is changed as R1 by 2. R2 is changed as R2 by minus 1. 1, 0, 0, 1. You apply the same row operations to this matrix also. R1 by 2, minus 7, 3, R2 by minus 1, 5, minus 2. Now, you see this is an identity matrix. I is equal to some new matrix B into A. Then this B is called inverse of A. A inverse is equal to B. By using this method, simply we find the inverse of any matrix by using elementary row operations. First we take the given matrix as A is equal to I into A. By using elementary row operations, we want to reduce this matrix A in LHS into identity matrix. Apply the same row operations to this matrix I. Then a new matrix B is obtained. That B is called inverse of the matrix A. Next, we want to find inverse of a 3 by 3 matrix. Find inverse of 2, 0, minus 1, 5, 1, 0, 0, 1, 3. It is a matrix of order 3 by 3. Here we want to find inverse of this matrix by using elementary row operations. Take the matrix as I, as A. Let A is equal to 2, 0, minus 1, 5, 1, 0. This is of order 3 by 3. We write the matrix A as I into A. You take identity matrix here of same order as A. A is a matrix of order 3 by 3. So you take identity matrix also of same order. This is identity matrix of order 3 by 3 into A. Now our aim is reduce this matrix A in LHS into identity matrix by using row operations. Here we reduce this by using diagonal elements. First you take the first diagonal element, that is 2. By using 2, try to reduce the remaining elements in first column as zeros. Already this element is 0. Now how it will become 0? By multiplying this with 2 and this with 5 and subtracted. Now this is in second row. So second row is changed. R2 is changed as 2R2 minus 5R1. First row is not changed. 2, 0, minus 1. Second row. Multiply this with 2 and this with 5 and subtracted. 10 minus 10, 0. 2 into 1, 2 minus 0, 2. 0, 2 into 0, 0. Minus into minus plus 5. Third row is not changed. 0, 1, 3. You apply the same row operation to this matrix also. 1, 0, 0. 2R2 minus 5R1 becomes minus 5. 2, 0, 0, 0, 1 into A. Okay. Next, in next step you take the second diagonal element, round off that. By using this second diagonal element, reduce the remaining elements in second column as 0. It is already 0. Now we want to change this as 0. How it will become 0? Multiply this with 2 and subtract. Now R3 change it to 2R3 minus R2. First row is not changed. Second row is not changed. Third row is changed. Multiply third row with 2 and subtract from R2. 0. 2 minus 2, 0. 2 into 3, 6. 6 minus 5, 1. You apply the same row operation to this matrix also. 1, 0, 0. Minus 5, 2, 0. 2R3. 2 minus of minus 5. 2 plus 5, 7. 0 minus 2, 2 into A. Okay. Second column is also completed. Now take the third diagonal element. By using this third diagonal element, try to reduce the remaining elements in third column as 0. How it will become 0? R1 plus R3. How it will become 0? Multiply this with 5 and subtract it. R2 changed as R2 minus 5R3. Now here first row is changed as R1 plus R3. 2 plus 0, 2. 0. Minus 1 plus 1, 0. 0. 2. 5 minus 5, 0. 0, 0, 1. R1 plus R3, 8. Minus 2 plus 2. Next, R2 minus 5R3. Minus 5 minus 35 minus 40. 2 plus 10, 12. 0 minus 10, 7 minus 2, 2. Now divide first row with R2, second row with, divide first row with 2 and second row with 2. Then it will become 1. If you divide first row with 2, you get 1. 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1 is equal to 4 minus 1, 1. Divide R2 by 2. Minus 20, 6, minus 5, 7, minus 2, 2 into A. Now it is in the form of I is equal to some B into A. This B is called inverse of the matrix A.